Christy, welcome back to 52 Weeks of Beauty. Today's video is going to be about how to make a hair extension case on your own at home and not using any sewing materials whatsoever because I'm not a sewer. I don't sew. And not that I won't ever in my life, but I just haven't quite got to that point where I can, buy a sewing machine and invest in lessons or start reading, watching YouTube videos on how to sew. So for now, I wanted to keep it easy. And I just wanted to do something that I think anybody could pretty much do just by running to Walmart or Target or a craft store and grabbing a glue gun. And that is to glue fabric together with some ribbons and maybe a little poster board and make your own hair extension case. So I wanted to kind of, I tried one, it didn't really work out for me. And then I kind of figured out what went wrong. So I started with just a smaller one that wasn't as long as I needed. And yeah, I mean, it's okay, but it's flimsy. And obviously it still kind of does the job, sort of, I guess. But I needed a thicker material is what I learned. I also, since I'm not sewing multiple layers together, it's kind of hard to glue multiple pieces of fabric together. I try to do that too, and that was a little bit tricky. What I realized was easier is just folding. So folding the fabric in half and then gluing the edges. And so that's kind of what I did with the next one. I got a thicker material, and I also got, and I also folded it. I got it long enough for what I needed, and I just absolutely love the way this turned out. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what I did, and I'm also doing my very first contest. Oh my goodness, how exciting. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. So after the video, or not after the video, but after the next part of the video, then I will share with you all the details. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I did is I bought a piece of fabric, and this piece of fabric is for the inside of my case, and this is 60 inches long by 12 inches wide, and it's folded in half. So at the top it actually is not separate, it's one long piece. Okay, and now for the support for the middle part is I'm using a piece of foam board. And this is actually, it's really flexible, it's pretty thick, it's thicker than poster board. You can also use poster board too, but if you went that route, I'd recommend maybe getting like 2 pieces of poster board or 3 and gluing them together. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut my foam board. I'm not really sure it's called foam board. Let me get a picture of the label. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's the Foamy's Big Roll and 2 millimeter thick. I am going to cut this 24 inches long by 4 inches wide. The reason I'm going with 24 inches is because my clip-in hair extensions are 22 inches long, and I just want a little bit of extra space below it. And I got this foam rolly thingy at Joann Fabrics. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the piece down. I'm going to fold the fabric over it. This part doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, this is just, it's all going to be glued into the back of the case. So just do the best at kind of just securing the fabric around it with your glue gun. I started heating up my glue gun. You want to start heating it up about, 5 minutes before you actually use it. And make sure to be very careful because, the glue is extremely hot. So just be careful that you don't touch the glue right away with your fingers or anything like that because it definitely can burn. I'm putting my glue gun on, it's just a piece of fun scrapbook, cardstock that I got at Michael's, and I have one of those clear little pages over top of it. The glue, when it dries, it just kind of rolls right off this, and I just, kind of like keeping it there. It's just nice and simple. Okay, so, I'm just finishing it up, just rolling up the sides, the ends, gluing it, just making sure it's all secure and everything. Okay, so where the seam is going to just be considered the back. And the front is where we're going to put some cute ribbon ties. So I just love this part. It's so fun. You can use different ribbons or the same ribbon, and you're just going to space them equally apart. And I make each one about 15 inches long. So I just put a little bit of glue, maybe like 3/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 inch, right in the very center of the board. And I'm just going to push the ribbon right on top of the glue area, and I just continue to do that for the other ribbons as well. And then after they've had a little bit of time to dry, then you can go ahead and just kind of tie them in cute little bows. And after you tied them all in bows, just kind of set it aside, or you can just leave them loose and let them dry and then pick it up later. But I just want to tie it in a bow because I think it's fun and cute. I just want to see how it looks. Okay, fun. I like it. So I'm going to set this aside. Okay, so now I'm grabbing my big piece of fabric, the outside of the case. It's, you know, two-sided, you know, kind of. There's one really good side, which is the one with the cute roses on it, and then there's the inside of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the pink, you know, part that we just did in the exact center. You can't see the entire piece of fabric. My camera's not capturing it all, but it's in the exact center, you know, length and width, and I'm just gluing all the sides down with the glue gun to make sure it's very secure, and I'll just kind of keep going back and double checking. After it sits for a little bit, I'll lift it up, double check, add a little bit more glue, make sure that it's, you know, really adhering well to the fabric, because you want, this is what's going to hold your hair, so you want to make sure that you really have it on there pretty well. Okay, so now that that's on there, I'm going to take my fabric, lift up the bottom portion until the bottom rests right underneath the middle of the pink portion. Then I'm going to make little indentations where I'm going to be cutting. So I'm just cutting at the very bottom of the fabric, even with the bottom of the pink thing. And then I'm going to cut up and just make kind of an extension of, you know, the width of the pink part. But see that little space in between where I started to cut? You don't want to cut that. That's the part that's folding, and you're going to need that part. So that is what I'm doing right there. And then the other, see how that kind of folds right in there? That's what you need. So you need to keep that middle section just like that. The other two, left and right, you don't need. So you'll see right here, I'm going to go ahead and just cut those off. Okay, so basically I'm just going to kind of cut up alongside that other little middle section. I'm going to cut across to try to be even with the bottom of the pink case, and this square you can just toss and you don't need that anymore. Okay, that middle section is still there, and you need that, and you're going to go ahead and cut up again on the side, and again you want that little flap there. It just protects the bottom of the hair extensions. Okay, you're going to cut across the other side, and you're going to get rid of that square too, and we don't need that. Okay, then I'm going to grab my glue gun and just glue a little bit here and make sure that that is very secure as well. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So I didn't mention this yet, but I did put a little note on the screen, but I just wanted to go ahead and say it too. The fabric I chose is 60 inches by 30 inches. So that is how big this black rose fabric is, just so you know kind of what you're working with. Again, you're not going to need as big of a piece if you're not doing the size pink part that I did of 24 inches. Okay, and I'm sure you're recognizing these steps because we just did them on the other side, but now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off that other little piece of fabric and get rid of that. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the other side. Okay, so now this is where it starts to look like a hair extension case. And what I'm doing is I'm just measuring like how much, so I can get them to exactly the flaps to like completely line up when I fold them in half, touching the sides of the pink parts. Okay, and you'll see here in just a second what I mean. All right, so see how both of them, if I fold them in half, that they will, you know, touch the middle. So, okay, then I put a little glue. Okay, and I forgot to put glue on the sides. You'll see here, I just kind of put it down the side, but I should have moved the glue gun over to the left a little bit and then did the border of that side. But you can always sneak your little glue gun in there later and get the edges and, you know, secure them a little bit better. But anyway, right now I'm just kind of playing with it. I'm like, oh my gosh, look how cute it is. Yay, can't wait for ribbon time. And now, okay, here we are. So we're going to do the ribbons, and the ribbons, I'm just using the same ribbon, and they're actually 30 inches long. You want them a little longer than the other ones because it's wrapping the entire way around your case with the hair in it. So I am, you know, turn the case over, and this is the back side. So I am just putting that little like 3/4 inch of glue right on the ribbon and then securing it to the case. And then I'm just turning it over, and the glue dries pretty quick, and just tying the cute little bows, and voila, look how fun it is. Okay, let's go ahead and add some hair now. Okay, so I actually measured the hair, and the clips they're not all like even at the top because it's just a bundle. So they're not lying all perfectly, you know, horizontal, I guess you could say. So some pieces are like an inch or two below. So the total length does reach 24. So it's nice that I did a board of 24 and not 22, because you can imagine there'd be like 2 inches of hair hanging over the side. Anyway, so you lift the top little flaps up and then just tie all little pieces in a bow. And it's really flexible too, like for packing and going anywhere. You know, there you go. It's very compact. It doesn't take up much space, and it just looks so pretty. Okay, so those were my tips on how to make a hair extension case on your own at home with no sewing machine, just a hot glue gun, some fabric, you know, all that fun stuff. So anyway, now on to the good stuff, the contest part. So I am thinking for the first contest that I ever do, I wanted to see if you guys would make a case, and that I wanted to like see if you could do something similar to what I did. It doesn't have to be exact. I mean, you definitely could do one that hangs, or one that's wider or skinnier, or it folds 3 times. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It could be anything creative as long as it serves the purpose of holding hair extensions. So to be eligible for the contest, you would just need to take a picture of the before and the after. So the before could be just your products laid out. So like your fabric, your glue, your glue gun, your ribbons, things like that. And then the after product. Otherwise, you could also do one in action. So you could take a picture of you actually gluing parts of it together and then having the finished product too. So I just need 2 photos for you to be eligible, and I just need you to email them to me, and I will put my email right here. And I'll also put it in the description box below. But that contest deadline will be just 2 months from now. I think that's plenty of time. So that's what, April, May, June 17th, 2013. And what I will be giving away is a set of hair extensions. So, you know, I own my own company, Miss Flirty Hair Extensions, and, you know, I have tape-ins right now. These are clip-ins. So if you win and these are clip-ins and you want tape-in, obviously if you watch the tape-in video, you can just take the clips off and add the tape, and then you have tape-in extensions too. Clip-ins is all I carry at the moment. They're all 22 inches in length, and I have a lot of colors. So this is dark brown. If this isn't your color, of course, you could definitely get a different color. And it's going to be open worldwide, so I will ship anywhere in the world to the winner. But just keep in mind that if it is somewhere out of the United States, it takes maybe like 5 to 10 business days. I'm going to send it like first class. So it can take a little bit to get there after June 17th when the winner is announced. But yeah, so I figured if you make a case and it's super cute, and you know, I'm going to show it to everybody, be like, look who made this case, so awesome, you know, like a picture of it. And I'll put it on my YouTube channel, announce the winner. And I mean, you deserve to have hair to put in there. I mean, come on, right? So anyway, that I just thought was like a fun contest. The retail value of this right now at the moment is $179.99. So I do have a few websites out there like eBay, Amazon, and Etsy where it's a little bit more affordable right now, but you know, prices are always subject to change. But as of the moment, just wanted to let you know that it is a good prize or deal or whatever you want to say. I think that it's a fun contest. I know I don't have a bazillion subscribers. I don't have like millions or even thousands or even hundreds. I have like 100 and I think like 80 something at the moment. I just started doing YouTube videos about 3 months ago, and I'm just like so impressed with 188 or whatever it is. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Like, I love it. And I love chatting with you girls. Like, I have like the best time, like checking my email, checking my inbox and being like, oh my gosh, somebody left me a comment. So fun. And I love that. So I'm just so thankful with 188. If this is what it stays at forever, that's totally fine with me. I just want to say thanks by doing a contest and giving back a little bit. So that's where I came up with this idea. Anyway, I hope you guys do a hair extension case, and I hope you share it with me, and I just can't wait to see. So please send the photos to me, and I will I'll kind of look over everything. I'll just pick my favorite, and I will announce the winner on, like I said, June 17th this year. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. I'll see you again next week. Bye.